Hello, fellow travelers, sacredly inspired beings of love and light. It is Aries new moon meditation time. I'm here with you on April 11th, 2021 to bring through a meditation for us for this new moon in the astrological sign of Aries, which is the first of the zodiac, out of the gate first, inspiring, leader, pioneering, saying it like it is, fire, initiator of life, of ideas, of opportunities, really of action, initiator of action. And I know this energy well. I happen to have an Aries moon, and so I am inspired emotionally when I am able to bring myself to a higher perspective and see life through this lens of possibilities rather than probabilities. How's that? Breaking out, breaking free, going on into and onto territory less traveled by many. And that's where we've been collectively for a while, and we are here now. So where in your life have you gone down paths that have beckoned you, yet were not familiar or were not safe, and found great joy, great opportunity, and not without fear, not without, oh my goodness, what am I doing energy. Yeah, where have you done that, or where are you being called to do that right now? I mean, we've all been thrown into that energy of environment of, wow, I've never been down this path before, what am I doing? Through this last year, over a year now, of new realities coming in, new information that shapes our reality in one way or the other. So we've been asked to, not even asked, but pushed onto paths not well worn, not well trodden. So here we are, and I chose some goddesses to support us in this moon energy. And the goddesses are two goddesses. One is a Greco-Roman goddess, and one is an Egyptian goddess. The Greco-Roman goddess is the goddess Fortuna. And I just want you to take a look at what she is doing, what the image is of her with the blindfold on, reminiscent of I like to think of that, the Libra scales where justice is blind, and also the tarot card where I think it's a swords. I'm not too versed in traditional tarot. I use oracle cards. It says, believe in your good fortune, goddess of fortune. And what this card is telling us is that this energy that is available for us, that is really, it's raining down on us, but it isn't like the full moon raining down where there's lots of bright light and you can feel that. It's the being held in the stillness, the darkness, the moment, in the now energy, and feeling this buildup within inside of you of that Aries spark, what is wanting to be initiated right now in for you. And there isn't too much thinking or knowing what is next. So she's blindfolded, and so we don't have to know the hows or exactly where we're going. In fact, like I said, it is not a well-worn path that we're being asked to step onto right now. It is a new path, but it's the path of our heart, our soul, light, saying, go here, step into this. And so we step with blind faith onto this path, and we sit, before we step onto the path, we sit in this the new moon darkness, the stillness, the womb of the Great Mother. And we feel that eternal connection to her, to where we come from, our eternal home. We feel it, and it starts to rise up from within us, and it shines out at our heart. It shines out at our throat chakra. It shines out at our third eye, right on our path. We're connected. We can drink in this dark moon energy and let it settle in our body, and let our heart and our soul, so our heart energy is encased in our soul energy, and we intend it to be shining on our path. And then the other goddess who is here with us is Sekhmet, powerful Egyptian goddess, showing herself in the feline form. Yeah, the goddess that on this card says, let your darker emotions bring you strength. And in this dark of the moon, without knowing which way we're going, not the pull to something new, the pull to something different, the pull to the never before experienced, but comes from deep within us. And on top of the desires that we might have for these initiatory new beginnings, covering that or layering that is our darker emotions that we have, through various experiences in life, been told or believe that we are not able to live our heart's desires, or we're not enough, we're not capable of. We're shamed into suppression. Those are dark emotions. And those are the emotions that are full of our power. And so in a Aries moon fashion, it would be wise to release those darker emotions and give honor to them. Give honor to our rage, our pain, our suffering, our anger, our love. And this isn't the love that is surface love. It is that deep, abiding love that we carry within us for another, for a passion or a purpose that we feel, a cause, and whatever inspires us. And it's not seeking after the surfacey emotions. It is seeking after the sitting with those darker emotions and honoring them and bowing to them and feeling them and expressing them, and then allowing that power and that strength to be our fuel. Bringing into your awareness a time when you felt such passion and such intense emotion, and what was happening for you then, and what part of you was not able to maybe speak up for yourself, or be heard, or be listened to, or and offer that to yourself now. Offer to listen, offer to hold, offer to maintain and sustain a comforting and compassionate hold of yourself. And just hold yourself and see what happens with yourself under this dark moon when we acknowledge the darker emotions, and then we use that to fuel us, because that is there's much strength. As I said, there's layers of these emotions. When we express, feel, give ourselves permission, know that anger is sacred, rage is sacred, and to let those emotions show us our power. You know, I have, with an Aries moon and a double Leo rising and a Leo sun, and if you know anything about astrology, you know that there simply is the energy of the elements and come through astrology. There are the elements of earth, air, fire, and water, and all are needed, all are necessary. The element of fire is apparently something that my soul blueprint, my astrology chart, gifted to me to help me in this lifetime. And I find that working in the realm of fire is greatly inspiring and passionate and emotionally charged. And I heard something today by one of my favorite astrologers, Colin, Bedell, and I can link on this video to him. He talked about the different astrology signs and emotions, and a lot of times the water signs are considered, well, you know, they're the emotional signs and energies, and the fire and air and earth are not. But that's not true. And this today we're asked to really connect in the darkness of this new moon with our fire, through emotion, through vibration within our body, and let it lead us. It speaks for us, and knowing that our feelings are messages from spirit to guide us to what's true for us, what's real for us, what we are needing, and to give us that impetus to take that leap and trust and reap the rewards of a life lived fully expressed. So lots of emotion with all the different astrology signs, and the fire, though, is it's those embers, the dark embers. It reminds me, this new moon energy reminds me of the lava underground near a volcano where you can't see the lava yet. It's under the dark, rich earth, but it's there, and then it comes up, and it crawls, and it creates pathways that weren't there before, and it may seem destructive, yet it's necessary. And there we are. May feel destructive, but necessary for our expression of our hearts, expression of our souls, for those things that we want to take action on in our lives at this time. So this is one more thing I want to do is I want to my calendar popped up. It says I have a dentist appointment at 4 o'clock today, but I seriously doubt that because it's Sunday. So let me move that. But I think that's funny. No dentist today. Okay. Today is the new moon day, and I'm with you, my fellow travelers. So I'm going to choose a rune given to me by my first teacher, I want to say, my mother-in-law, Jane. Helped me make sense of how I saw the world. She saw me and saw that I was different, that I saw the world differently. Oh, I can see now. And, I can see. Here's the rune. She gave me my first bag of runes. And this is the rune for strength. There we go. So there's this new strength pouring forth from us, and it's born of our pain and rage and desires and passion. And don't be afraid to express this, because this is expressing all of that pain and rage and passion and desire, and letting the spark take you is what leads to our fortune. Good fortune, health, well-being, how we can make a difference, love, deep love, experiences of love. Page 70, let me see. So this talks about strength being the end and new beginnings. Aries, a new moon is the beginning. It's the butterfly releasing from the chrysalis and starting off on a journey. It's the fool and the tarot jumping off the cliff, trusting and believing in its good fortune, not quite having a map, not needing a map. And the map here is talking about our deeper emotions and new beginnings. And with new beginnings, there needs to be an end, an ending. And that's what this talks about in the my rune book, the Book of Runes by Blum. You can, self-change is never coerced. We are always free to resist, but remain mindful that the new form is always, always greater than the old. So what we might be clinging to or grasping onto is no longer. And in this new energy, I know it, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling this new, something new and different, but also familiar is being open. The opportunity for this is open. Positive growth and change, however, may involve passage into darkness as part of the cycle of perpetual renewal. As I said, the dark energy of that underground volcano before it erupts, and it erupts and clears a path and burns things and destroys, yet we can't stop it. That's going on for each and every one of us. And it talks about not allowing the death to be the death of the old, the death of what was, and not fearing death, but understanding it as a cycle. And if we ride the cycle, feeling our deepest feelings, trusting and believing in our hearts that we are so much more than what we've been told at times, and going into this cycle of completions and new beginnings. it also talks about learning to adapt yourself to the demands of such a creative time. So we've all been in a cycle of death and loss and endings and terminations and completions over the last year, and I can't say it enough how our inner worlds reflect our outer world, and our outer world reflects our inner world, and to don't not deny that, because the truth is we've all been experiencing collective loss of life and of our freedoms and of life as it was formerly. And to resist that is to keep yourself stuck, because things are going to change no matter whether we like it or not. And we've seen that all around. You know, the resistance and the many words of denial. But let me get back to this, to the energy of this moon. We are in a cycle, and find yourself in the cycle of where, what in your life is completing death, decay, fertilization, gestation, and rebirth. So there's the cycle. And with the Aries, we're at a beginning. So I would say we're at a rebirth, and we're at a, I don't know, we all can be in different phases of this, but with the Aries new moon, we are in a rebirth. And the rebirth out of the gestation period. You might find yourself resonating with a different, maybe you feel more resonant with death, or with the decay process, the breaking down, or the fertilization, where what has completed is giving you sustenance. And then the gestation, where something is growing, and then the rebirth. So wherever you might find yourself, know that this is a very fertile time to honor who you are, how far you've come, your own loss and deaths, and where you are in this cycle, and to be in this incredibly inspirational time. All right, so let's do the meditation to connect with wherever you are on this cycle, and to connect with your higher self, to bring in the wisdom, the guidance, the healing, the blessings of your guidance team, your spirit team, your angels, your guardian angels, your higher wise self. So call that aspect of you in now, for this is who we always connect with, your higher divine wise self, your spark of life. Depending on how much you use her, call her or him or them in, how often you give your higher self the reins. You can feel that like this, or you might have to search a little bit. So closing your eyes, calling in your higher self, calling in your wisdom, your sacred heart team, as I call my team of guides and angels, and start to just listen to the drum. sea of light. Many, many, many lights all around you. And this is all you knew. Was this light. The singular light of which you were a part. Full. Complete. Whole. No questioning, no wondering. And you started to feel a pull. And you said, what is that? What is that pull? You could feel it. Your light was being pulled away from this source light, this one light. Pulled. And so you went. And you left this pool of light. And you looked around and it was dark. You could see the other lights, some other lights, but they were far in the distance, and you wondered, how could you see them before you never realized that you weren't one and the same? But you kept going with this pull, and it took you farther and farther into this darkness. But hey, you're a spark of life, a spark of light. What could possibly go wrong here? So you kept going, and you found yourself in this room, this area, in this place. It wasn't as dark, and there were many other lights around you. And you felt their warmth, something that we'll call love, your connection, your deep connection with these lights. But you weren't one. You were separate by some other energy. You weren't sure what it was. And you and these other lights had a discussion. You were going to go somewhere, have some adventures, all so you could remember where you came from. Oneness, pure love, pure connection, remembering love. You thought that was a grand idea. So you and all the other lights left this place, this room, and entered into another realm called Earth Realm. You found yourself in a body. You found yourself in darkness again. And you felt safe and warm, connected, until you were born into your life, into the light. It was startling, and you forgot where you came from. But you remembered something. And your life went on, and you grew, and you loved, and you lost, and you had many, many feelings about all of this, and you pursued. You always pursued love because you remembered that's where you came from. So here you are now, looking out in your life at all the people and remembering that they too are sparks of light, trying to remember love. Do you remember your home, your eternal home? And you're filled with gratitude. You're filled with a peace. You're filled with a remembrance. You can feel this excitement and inspiration filling every single cell in your body, igniting every cell with that same spark of light that originated you, that you came from, that created you. From your toes up to the top of your head, your cells are filled with that light. The light of oneness, the light of love, of completeness and wholeness. Your cells are vibrating with this life force energy, the divine spark, igniting your purpose, your passion for living, lighting up the way for your new beginnings. Through the next several days, you'll be remembering, you'll be reuniting, with your passion and those other sparks of light. For now, be in this gentle place, this cycle of rebirth. Hold yourself dear and near as you realign with your light. When you're ready, you can come out of this place of meditation and you can reflect on your experience. I suggest you write a few words or draw something in a journal, remembering your origins, pure light and love. Have a blessed new moon.